What's up, you guys? It's your boy Davion. Welcome to my channel, and we're here for a Hot Topics video. If you guys are interested, then stay motherfucking tuned. We're going to get into a slew of fucking topics. Before we go any further, I know you guys want to comment on the motherfucking hair. This is the Tooties Bundles lace wig that I reviewed a few videos ago. I will put this motherfucking unit in the description bar below. All I did was use my handy dandy Remington waving wand to get these beautiful motherfucking luscious waves in my hair. Go and get this motherfucking hair. This hair is the bomb.com. I fucking live. Now on to the on and on. First on the hit list is Miss R. Kelly. Tom Joyner went on a rant about how he is not playing R. Kelly's music. And R. Kelly, aka the Dyke Piper, has been hijacking and kidnapping women ever since the early 2000s, pissing and shitting on girls all over the world, putting them in a habitat and feeding them only peanut butter and saltine crackers while manipulating their parents that he is mentoring their musical endeavors. R. Kelly is an interesting fucking phenomenon to me because I don't know why this man isn't under the jail cell just of yet. If there was ever an example of what black privilege would look like, it would certainly be R. Kelly. I've never seen a nigga get away legally with as much as R. Kelly has gotten away with. I'm almost starting to believe that the motherfucking government allows R. Kelly to still be active and free in the world just so he can continue to be a predator amongst his own fucking people, because he's essentially doing their work for them. R. Kelly always tries to ride the thinnest lines when it comes to his controversy. I understand that these girls are of age and they are at least at the age of consent to where the law can't really necessarily intervene, but R. Kelly, I don't fucking get it. Not only should we not be playing your music or bumping to your jams, especially when most of them were written probably off of the fantasies of young adolescent ass girls, but I think that the outrage by the black community should be a lot larger than what it is. R. Kelly, you are a sick individual, which also explains your creative genius, because a lot of very creative people tend to have distorted parts of their personalities, which brings me into Kanye West, or as some would like to call him, Kanye West. Kanye, as you guys know, has been endorsing Donald Trump literally from the start of Donald Trump's running for presidency. And recently he went on to thumbs up and to once again reaffirm his love, dedication, loyalty, and optimism toward 45. Kanye West's application to be an administrator in the White House finally has hit the hiring department after they booted Omarosa's tap dancing ass. Kanye West, I'm gonna need you to have several motherfucking seats. Nobody is here for you campaigning about Donald Trump and you being a fucking free thinker. Because you know who also were free thinkers? Slave owners. You know who also were free thinkers? Those who created capitalism. Do you know who also were free thinkers? Those who enslaved the Jews. You know, there's been a lot of free thinking people, so I'm not necessarily here for giving you a pass to think some really silly, dumbass, acidine shit just because you have the ability to use your mind in whatever way you see fit. Your views have to be challenged, and I don't understand how it is you got on national fucking TV when Katrina happened for a food drive for the people of New Orleans and had the audacity to say that George W. Bitch did not like black people. But yet you find some virtue within Donald Trump. Now it's clear and evident that you have not been the same since you lost your mother. And then in your most vulnerable of times, you went and aligned yourself with the Kardashians, which is the sunken place factory for struggling indecisive ass black men who struggle with their identity crisis. So what we're seeing now is what I can believe to be a clone and a shadow in form of the old Kanye West. Kanye West needs to revert back to his original self, aka Chance the Rapper. Kanye West, your mind is like Kim Kardashian's pussy. You just allow anything in. And this is a detriment to your intellectual and cognitive ability to properly decode and rationalize reality. Sit down with the Al Sharptons and the powerful black leaders of our day and please get some enlightenment about what it means for you as a black man to stand behind a lace closure wearing fat layered neck bitch like Donald Trump. Because you look a fucking fool. Bill Cosby, Mr. Jello himself, Mr. Family Values himself, you guys already know all of the controversy and scrutiny that Cosby went through. He's been convicted on 3 counts, and rather than serving prison time, Bill Cosby will be on house arrest. Now, I honestly, as much as I love Bill Cosby and his contribution to the black community, but at the end of the day, no amount of love will make me ever excuse any wrongdoing of anyone. So Bill Cosby had to pay the piper. I know a lot of people were going to be up in arms about him serving time. Me, not so much. The spiritual reality of you reap what you sow. It's a prime example that your demons will eventually catch up to you, and you might get away with it in the beginning and you might not even pay for it in the middle. But you best to know that if your karma didn't come for your ass in the alpha and it didn't come for your ass in the present, bitch, it is certainly awaiting your ass in the motherfucking future. But house arrest is obviously a very reasonable punishment for Bill Cosby because he's old, he's blind, he's senile, he's already checked the fuck out, and I already feel that he's already serving a sentence because of the condition of his physical body. It's clear that the universe already has his consciousness on death row. The man is basically incapacitated and can't fucking do anything that he's used to doing any motherfucking way. So he's been paying the price and serving time far long before these women came forward to indict his ass. Kelis recently did an interview on Hollywood Unlocked by my guy Jason, where she was being abused by Nas and that she was fighting this nigga and this nigga was fighting her ass and that she was getting her ass whipped in this relationship. And that wasn't really surprising, seeing that hip-hop niggas and niggas who into rap and hip-hop identify with a very strong patriarchy, very strong misogynistic perceptions, very strong hyper-masculine like ideas and ways of living. And I'm not surprised that any of these hip-hoppity ass niggas are beating their women's asses because it's what they perpetuate in their lyrical content, it's what they perpetuate in their visuals. They obviously don't represent a music that is empowering to women. They slut women out, they objectify women, and so when you dealing with the man who is practicing objectifying a woman, you can't expect him to treat his woman like a queen. And I think it was really dope for Kelis to actually speak out about these issues because many of our black women are in domestic violence scenarios, and a lot of our black women lives have been taken by remaining in domestically violent scenarios. So I'm happy that Kelis spoke openly about this. I'm not surprised that Nas was doing this, and this is allegedly, because I don't believe that Nas has spoken about these things, but even bringing it back to Michelle Olay and her telling her story about how Dre was kicking off in her ass. I just want to tell any black woman that if you are with a man who is constantly beating on you, anytime he's upset, anytime he's going through something, he's taking that shit out on you, and not even only verbally but physically and mentally, because those are just as impactful, profound, and scarring as any other form of abuse. Mental and verbal abuse is just as fucking damaging because it shuts down your transmission, which is your mind, and your mind controls your ability to make decisions that protect you, decisions that are in the best interest of you. And so do not stay with anybody, man or a woman, who is being fucking abusive to you. You are better than that, you deserve better than that, and you could possibly lose your fucking life or end up becoming so fucking depressed and hopeless that you end up wanting to take your own fucking life. So get out while you have a fucking chance. The Supreme Queen's Court aired last night, and TS had Darren Fleet, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, on as a guest. This was really refreshing from New York's overacting, overinvested ass. For those of you who don't know Darren, I think his name is Darren. Is it Darren or Darius? I don't follow him per se, but I've seen his videos. Obviously, he was a viral sensation. He's known for his little comedic ass ways. He's kind of like a male version of Tammy Roman's Bonnet Chronicles. I love the direction of her inviting new faces on every fucking week. So I hope this is a sign for things to come. For those of you who are trying to wonder if your boy is going to grace the Supreme Queen's Court, I couldn't even tell you guys, even if it was the case, even if I'm scheduled to be in the show, I could not even disclose that to you because the format of the show is to be a spontaneity and to be a surprise every fucking Monday. Kim Zolciak, since the reunion and since all the epic backlash she has received for her white tears and her white privilege, resulted in Kim demanding the halting of Tarty for the Party, which nobody watches any fucking way because she wants a public apology from Bravo because of the way that she was depicted. It's looking like the bitch isn't going to get that motherfucking apology. Therefore, we can give Bravo a thank you for canceling Tardy for the Party, in which none of us was enjoying anyway. And thank you to Kim Zolciak for walking right into our trap to remove herself off television. Nobody wants to see you anyway, bitch. Next. Snoop Dogg shirtless pic. You know, I'm not going to criticize the body of Snoop Dogg. He's an older male. He's a mature male. And you know what? As we age, everything is going to start pointing fucking down. But I will go on record and say, Snoop Dogg, no more shirtless pics, baby. You're giving us Caitlyn Jenner in the midsection. A Destiny's Child reunion. So I don't know where this rumor came from. I know that it's been rumored over the past few years for Destiny's Child to get back together. And we're not just talking about members Michelle and Kelly, but we're also talking about Tavia and LaToya. Now, I will say I would love a Destiny's Child reunion. Obviously, Destiny's Child was a huge part of my musical upbringing when them girls hit with No, 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 Bills, 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 Writings on the Wall, Bootylicious, Survivor, all these things. I mean, Destiny's Child was a insane group phenomenon in fucking music. It would be amazing to see all the bitches again combining all of their fucking powers and reuniting on some Black Women Rerun the World type shit. But what I find interesting is this theory in my mind that suggests that maybe Beyonce has not officially reunited with LaToya and Latavia because of the issues around her father's management of the girls, because we know that according to LaToya and Latavia, they felt like their contracts were really fucking shady. Beyonce was really the one who was benefiting financially. Seeing that Beyonce had to also fire Matthew Knowles, her own father, eventually, allegedly Matthew Knowles stole and embezzled a bunch of fucking money from Beyonce's tours. He was taking more than what he was supposed to as a manager fee, which also brings a lot more credibility to LaToya and Latavia's original issue with the contracts and Matthew Knowles. So I wonder if the reason why Beyonce is tiptoeing and just slow to move on officially reuniting is because she doesn't want to have to say she's sorry. So I wonder if Beyonce is having like a pride issue. But we would love to see a DC5 reunion. I am so here for that. Next is Ronnie from the Jersey Shore. Now, I love Ronnie. I've been watching the Jersey Shore since the beginning of the television series. I love Snooki, J Wild, Sammy, Pauly D, Mike, Vinny. I just love them. They are a wild bunch. I really enjoy the cast. Apparently, Ronnie, who is one of my cast favorites, went and assaulted his girlfriend live on Instagram. I did see the video this morning. It didn't look good at all. Now, Ronnie, for those of you who have followed Jersey Shore, know that this behavior is not really motherfucking new. He was really aggressive towards Sammy during the season. He like ripped up a bunch of her shit, threw her bed outside, smashed all of her belongings. And there was also one incident when they were on the boardwalk and this guy was harassing him and Sammy. He was trying to stop Sammy from antagonizing the guy, and he kind of like pushed her, and Sammy was kind of like over it. He's a really emotional person, obviously. But Ronnie, yeah, you really fucking fucked up, my nigga. And even if she had put her hands on you, you could have called 911 or just walked the fuck off. You know that in a physical altercation with her, you would get the best of her. So you shouldn't allow yourself to become so antagonized by whatever she did or said, because assault is wrong on both ends. I am not here for women also assaulting men. I feel like if a woman is being aggressive and agitating a man and she chooses to put her hands on a man who she knows is agitated, at that point, unfortunately, it does become fair fucking game. But socially, it just looks fucking bad because men tend to be stronger than women. Ronnie, you a trash ass nigga for that. I really want you to get your shit together. You cheated on this girl during the season of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. So the fact that she had an old video in her phone still of her getting fucked by her ex, Like, you kind of got to charge that to the game, baby. Like, you fucked up on national television while this girl was pregnant. You locked yourself in the bathroom with a bitch from the club in a see-through shirt and embarrassed her publicly, and you think you get to be upset and you think you get to hit her for having a video on her fucking phone? It makes no motherfucking sense. And that's another issue with these niggas, is that these niggas really think that they can act any kind of way they want to in the world, and that you are supposed to be queen married to their motherfucking asses. So I low-key be here for the smidget bit of revenge that people seek when they're hurt and betrayed in situations. I mean, it's just understandable. So Ronnie, you fucked up first, so I'm gonna give your girl a pass on this. Last but not least, Carl from The Grapevine has been officially fired from the show. For those of you who do not watch The Grapevine, it is a YouTube show that has a panel of well-rounded intellectual free thinkers, black intellectuals together for a roundtable discussion about different current events that are going on. It is a really amazing fucking show. You guys have to go and subscribe. I will put the link to their channel in the description box below. But one of the panelists by the name of Carl apparently made a bunch of anti-black tweets against black dark-skinned women back in 2012 on Twitter, and he said some really vulgar, disrespectful things. I certainly understand why they let him go. Carl actually was one of my favorites. He's kind of the devil's advocate on the show. He's the one who always has an opinion that kind of goes left. It's kind of opposite of what everybody else is kind of generally focused upon and concluding. His participation on the show provided a nice balance between the good cop, bad cop dynamic. But as liberated and progressive as Carl is, because he's very intelligent, I was really surprised to see those tweets. I know that we are all on a journey, and everybody has said and participated in problematic shit in one way or the other, whether you used to say a bunch of silly shit about gays, or say a bunch of fucked up shit about blacks, or say a bunch of fucked up shit about whites. Like, everybody has been there. But I'm also kind of just surprised that he was kind of persecuted over something that happened so long ago. And I wonder what the conversation was between Ashley and the producers and Carl regarding those tweets and a decision to let him go. So Carl, if you see this video, my nigga, go live and explain to us what your mentality was, and if you still feel that way toward dark-skinned women. Last but not least, I thought this was interesting that the LGBT communities and organizations of California is successfully having a bill passed that makes it illegal for institutions to refer homosexual and trans individuals who are struggling either in their sexual orientation or within their gender identity to biblical-based therapy. There's only one more branch of government that this bill has to go through in order for this to pass successfully, and I would assume that would be schools, that would be colleges, that would be the workplace. Any legitimized business cannot refer somebody struggling in those ways to church-based knowledge. And I would assume the LGBT is trying to protect LGBT persons from a lot of the indoctrination and a lot of the damage that religion has done to the minds psychologically and spiritually of LGBT persons. Part of me is just sad that the church has such an opportunity when gay people have been screaming out for decades and decades and decades to come to the table and let's reevaluate the Bible and reevaluate the church's approach to LGBT persons. But the church has continued to be so arrogant and full of themselves and not came to the table and just say, look, it's our way or the highway. You guys can either change and go to heaven or not change and go to hell. We're not going to reevaluate the scriptures. We're not going to redebate it. We're not going to reopen it up. We're not going to change our stance. Now state is getting involved with religion, and this veil that was once between church and state is now becoming thin and ultimately invisible. So I just feel like, once again, this is an L for the church. You guys missed a fucking opportunity. I'm really tired of seeing religion take a L, but maybe we are just entering into a era where religion is going to take the L and should be taking the L. And just like all these other institutions, misogyny, homophobia, black people, white people, all of our demons, we're seemingly having to rectify now, at least as a nation. And the church is paying the fucking piper for missing the goddamn ball. So I understand what LGBT people are doing, because I know that LGBT persons are safer in everybody else's hands but the fucking church. But I also know that Christ intended the church to be a safe haven for those who are afflicted and dealing with certain issues. And I just wish the church would elevate themselves in consciousness and intellect and really just do better at being a place of restoration and be a covering for all people. You guys, this wraps up my media fucking video. You guys can probably expect these videos every fucking Monday for us to just go through a week's worth of fucking topics. As I stated, there's always something going on in the goddamn media. But you guys leave your comments about what the hell you guys think about what has been happening. Share, rate, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification button and really share my fucking content on your Twitters. Share my links on your Facebooks, and let's continue to help grow the Conscious TV empire. We are certainly on our fucking way. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.